Alright, welcome back and welcome if it's your first time. For weeks and probably months, I have my crown chakra heavily attacked, as well as my throat chakra. And I believe there is no reason to do that, because one way or the other, the truth will still come out. Actually, all my chakras are being attacked. My sacral chakra, my solar chakra, my heart chakra. But God is great, because He will still protect. And I'm thankful and grateful for that. And thankful and grateful for all who help and support me in all ways. So, for 1 month, I've been keeping this because I needed confirmation. And last night I got the confirmation about giving out this guidance, because I thought, God, I was saying, God, is this a joke? Because I thought I was just going to talk about maybe twin flames, divine feminine, divine masculine, their relationships. But this time, this is something very strange and quite different from what I usually am guided to. So there seems to be a factory producing cars and vehicles. And when it comes to do the finishing of the products, very professional human labor is used for it to the smallest detail. The painting especially is done with great care on the way the lines of the paint are applied on the surface. And this differentiates one vehicle from the other. And accordingly, the prices of these cars, when they are out in the market, are given out according to the way they have been painted, because it's like it's not just any ordinary person who is painting those cars. These are very specific chosen painters. I have no idea why these details are necessary, but these for the company seem to be very important details, and they're very intent on using such kind of policies. You know, it's just like how a painter uses his brush strokes to paint and creates a masterpiece that only he can do and no one else can copy out an original, because only the original painter knows how the brush strokes are given to create the whole picture, and that's how these cars are manufactured. They are masterpieces. There's something in one of the cars, and an evidence concerning a murder case. That's how I'm supposed to say it. An old man has been murdered, and one of his siblings, or rather someone who is related to the old man by blood, but is not really known, or rather known but kept secret even from the person themselves, this sibling doesn't actually know that they are related to the old man who has been murdered. And they are investigating, the sibling is investigating and wondering what happened to the old man. Actually, they are calling the old man, it's sort of like they're calling the old man like grandpa. This is how the sibling knows the old man, but there is a different relationship altogether from how it has been portrayed in the public. And this seems to be like a situation whereby it's a family in the public eye. There are big ships on the dock that store the manufactured cars somewhere in this world. And there is one particular dock that has the car having the evidence. All the cars are painted white, but one in particular has a fingerprint that marks it out altogether from the other cars. Because one of the designers had that marked out so that they could find it later on easily. And I suppose it's only the designer who can know which car it is. First, the car was painted red to cover the blood marks, and then it was painted blue to cover the red. There is also some kind of a nanny, something like that, who knows the truth, and they have been made ill and bedridden so that they do not appear in the public. She has sympathy, sort of, or compassion to the sibling who is investigating, almost like mother love. And she's trying sort of to protect the sibling even when bedridden. Actually, that's how I understand it. Maybe it might be something different. It might be something else. Maybe it's not even protection. She's just trying to protect herself. And by protecting herself, she's keeping away the sibling. The designer who marked the car is guiding the investigator sibling spiritually. So this means that this sibling who is investigating might also be somebody who is psychic, somebody who is clairvoyant. But each and every time they are always gang-stalked in 5D, keeping them apart. And the sibling has to always be like taken back to square one. With the designer, they can only meet in 5D, but the enemies are always trying to keep them apart. But one way or the other, God always finds a way to bring them together. Physically in 3D, they have not met us yet. Maybe they have, but they don't know. The sibling doesn't know the designer. The designer knows the sibling. There is a certain liquid that could wipe off the paint so that the finger mark is seen from the car. It liquidifies the paint and shows the layer underneath. I remember my late dad used to do something like that when tending to his own car. We used to call it something like thinner. I don't know much about such kind of things. But it's almost just like thinner, but it's not thinner. But a white piece of cloth is necessary in order to wipe off the paint. No, that is weird. That's how I'm guided to say it. A white cloth is necessary to wipe it if the finger mark is to be seen. I don't know why all that precaution has been taken in order to do that. The mark is on one of the doors of the car, almost near to the handle of the car. Why Would anyone go to such extents to do all that if they did not want that thing to be found? Is this the reason why some heir of a certain rich family has entered into the car industry? And that is not their field of interest, weed stuff. They are trying to convince the sibling that the grandparent died from natural causes, but not that is not true. It's like the mystery car holds pieces of the old man, and that is why that car is so much valuable. And anyone who would buy it would not know. Or maybe the buyers would know. Or is it that they would know if they are connected to any kind of a cult? Because there was a specific ritual done concerning this case, and people are bidding for the car. Why did they have to take the old man out? Is it concerning some kind of inheritance that is meant to be given to the sibling? And who did it? Who decided that the old man had to be taken out? And because they wanted to hide this, the old man was taken out. They wanted to hide some kind of inheritance which has been left to the sibling who is investigating. They did not want to share the bounty. I'm guided to say it this way: the inheritance, in the sense of it's called a bounty. What does bounty mean? For what? Dear God, why are you giving this information through me? Please guide me to give it out in the best way as I can. I'm just an ordinary person living a simple life on my own. These infos come out, but because of attacks, I'm made to forget them, and I believe it is only when divine time comes that's when the info gets out. I usually try to stay away from such kind of things, politics, whatever, and it seems like there's some kind of politics also involved in this case. What is shown is like there was a car, a black car, that was made to run across from one ship into another ship, causing an accident that costed someone's life. And then the car was towed away somewhere to a factory, and it was painted white initially, then red, then blue. And the painting, I guess when they painted it white at first, it was a black car. The red marks showed, maybe, or they got mixed with the painting. So they painted it red and then they painted it blue. And the painting feels like still wet when it was transferred to another person. That car seems to have really journeyed long roads. Who was connected to the nanny who has been abandoned and left to rot somewhere? Because the nanny knows something. And I suspect it's to do with the sibling. She knows the relationship. So probably they wanted to silence her. So they abandoned her and left her to rot away somewhere. Because she's like somewhere isolated and she has a caretaker who does not look after her. And they are expecting her to die from bad caring. But why do they want her out too? She has info they want not known. But God is great because He will still put all the mystery pieces together, no matter how much they try to hide. This is also crazy because when I got this, I was like, is this a joke? And who is projecting this? Because if this is happening, it means there is somebody who is concerned in the case, who seems to be mixed up with my energy. The people who did the painting too are sort of involved, and they are not any ordinary persons either. They walk about in full masked gear so that they do not get stained while in the factory, and also not to be recognized by other workers in the factory. Can you imagine how many murderers those could be involved in the case? Just one old man. Because it is some sort of a board of members putting judgment on someone to end them just because they felt their stability was being threatened. What does that mean? This is how I am guided to say it. This car of evidence is somewhere under a staircase right in front of everyone's eyes, sort of like. They hide it, but at the same time it's in public eye where everyone can see it, but nobody knows that it is holding some kind of an evidence. You know, it's like a murderer who takes parts of the body and stuff them up as decoration on a cake that looks like someone's body, and people feast on it. Ugh, that's sheer cannibalism. And like you see an eye and you eat it thinking it's pastry, and yet it's real. Well, that's what I'm guided to give out. This is all weird, and I suppose the reason why I have this haunting me for a whole month, and I've been holding it back, wanting for confirmation, and last night I got confirmation because there are two things. I'm guided to look up car marketing and house marketing. The other time I had visions of one of these famous people, and he was exhibiting a house. He was marketing a house, and he was showing it to a couple, and there were garages, and in the garages there were almost like 3 garages, and this housing was a property belonging to 2 brothers, and I believe it's somewhere in America. What was the name of, I don't know, some famous person. I'm refraining from giving any kind of names, because as it is, this is something very serious, and I don't know who it's going to resonate with, and I hope it helps somebody. And I don't know what it has to do with me. I'm just a messenger, and I'm just conveying it out as how it has been given to me. So I hope this helps somebody, and this is how I'm guided to give out. I hope nobody is in any kind of danger, and I hope I am also not too, because this is really serious matter, because it's not just concerning any kind of person, any ordinary person. The people behind the scenes are very important people. And yeah, the other time I was guided to research one of these high-ranking people who allegedly is supposedly meant to have committed suicide, but people believe that he has not committed suicide, and he has connections to all the evil things, which are most of the evil things which have been done on earth. And he had been blackmailing people while he was alive. People don't believe that he's dead as yet, and people keep talking that he's not dead. Anyway, that's another topic altogether. I will get to that later on, because things are getting really weird recently. Quite weird. I've been having very bad headaches, stomach aches, feeling nausea, and by the grace of God and His mercy, I'm thankful and grateful for all that which is given to me in the form of a blessing. So I hope this helps. Take care, everyone, and God bless.